So you guys remember that one video of Kanye where he was like, I like some of the Lady Gaga songs, but what does she know about cameras? That is exactly what I said when I found out the Squishmallow was making perfume. Hey girls, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Casey and I'm a lover of all things fragrance, beauty, hygiene. So if that sounds like something you love, definitely make sure to subscribe. And of course, just let me know what you want to see because baby, I always want to know. For today's video, we are talking about the new Squishmallow perfumes that just dropped. So if you want to know all the tea, definitely make sure to get comfy, grab a snack, and let's get into it. Fair warning, if you hear a little rustling in the background, that would be Monty. He's playing with his toys and refuses to be quiet. But of course, as soon as I stop recording, he wants to sleep. What am I supposed to do? Just in case you guys want to see little Monty, he's gotten a little bigger since the last time you guys saw him, but here he is in all his wiener glory. So I was able to go to the launch party for the Squishmallow fragrances. When I got the invitation, I literally thought it was a Squishmallows event, as in they were releasing new like plushies. So I was really confused as to why I got the invite, but then I found out that they're actually releasing fragrances. So I definitely headed over there and got my goodie bag and got to smell all the new fragrances. The event in and of itself was pretty cute. There was little stations where you can make bracelets or your own little like terrarium thing. They also had giant Squishmallow mascots, so it was definitely a cute little event. So I was really curious to see what kind of fragrances they'd come out with, if they'd smell cheap and artificial, what the tea was, and baby, I have all of them. So here are the fragrances. They released 3 and they're available at Ulta Beauty. There's a 1 ounce that retails for $38 and then the 3.4 that retails for $58. And I feel like that's a pretty decent price point. You won't hear any complaints from me. And the fragrances are inspired by some of their Squishmallows. I personally don't know any Squishmallow lore, but that's what they're inspired by. There's also a 3-piece mini set if you want to get all 3. It retails for $40 US. And apparently, if you go into Ulta and you end up purchasing a 3.4 fluid ounce bottle of one of their fragrances, you get a limited edition Squishmallow. This is exclusive to Ulta Beauty with the purchase of a Squishmallow fragrance. You can't get it anywhere else apparently. Its name is Cam. I'm trying to hold all 3 without dropping anything. These are the 3 fragrances. This is Pink Possibilities and it's inspired by Patty the Cow. This is Whisked Away and it's inspired by Cam the Cat. And last but not least, this is Moonlight Mist and it's inspired by Zimaya the Bat. Now I'm sure you can see this little puff thing. This is a very vintage, old-timey perfume atomizer. It's very Hollywood in my opinion. I personally was excited to see this. I think it's really cute. You just kind of do this and it sprays. This little puff thing only comes with a 3.4 fluid ounce. You can't get it if you get the 1 ounce. But if you decide you want to get the 3.4 fluid ounces but you don't like this, have no fear because it does come with a regular atomizer. There's no extra cost. It's included in the package. And I think from an accessibility standpoint, it's also very smart because not everybody can hold and press a perfume at the same time. So technically with this, you don't even need to hold the bottle. You just need to squeeze this. So it makes it a lot more convenient for those of you who can't really like hold on to something. Now, of course, I don't know if that was their intention when it came to picking this atomizer, but it is an added bonus. Now, I do want to note, you see that my bottle is a little bit shiny. It was because it was leaking and I'm not sure why because it was stood up. They're leaking for some reason. I know you see that dent, but that dent was not put by me. I'm confused on why these are leaking. And it also leaked quite a bit on this one as well. I'm not sure what it is. I screwed these on really tight. They can't go any tighter. I don't know if it's just my bottles that do that or if that's an actual issue, but just be aware, I guess. I think the packaging is very cute, very on brand for Squishmallows. I wasn't necessarily expecting a super luxurious, niche, classy kind of bottle. This is very on brand for them and I personally think it's cute. But anyways, let's get into how they smell. So we'll start off with Moonlight Mist and all the notes are on the box, by the way, thank goodness. The notes include green apple, lychee blossom, sweet cherry, pink peony, pear flower, lily of the valley, a Squishmallow accord, American cedarwood, and soft musks. To my nose, the notes you really get most would be that green apple, the lychee blossom, as well as like a little bit of that peony and cherry. It's fruity, but it's a fresh fruity. It's kind of like a fruity floral that I would want to wear to the gym. You get the green apple. It's not like super sharp, but it is very like juicy. You get the lychee blossom as well, and it's very sweet and delicate. You also get a little bit of that pear, which is where that like aquatic freshness comes from, I believe. As this continues to sit on the skin, you get a little bit more of that cedarwood, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do like the opening, and as it continues to dry down a little bit, it's the final dry down where that cedarwood comes in where I'm like, I think this is nice. It reminds me of a body mist that I once had, but I cannot remember the name of it. I feel like if you enjoy Fleur's body mist, the purple one, I believe it's Moonstone, you would like this. It's a fresh, fruity floral. It has like this shampoo-y clean vibe to it, which I think is really cool. I wouldn't say that it has any gourmand facets to it at all. It's literally just a very fresh, fruity floral scent. There is a cherry note in there, and you guys know I don't love cherry, but thankfully it's not like super prominent. I feel like the biggest notes are definitely the green apple, the pear blossom, the lychee. I love a good peony fragrance. I love like the delicate floral aspect to a good peony note. I feel like that was done really well. Is Moonlight Mist my favorite? Definitely not. But I think for those of you who want something that's like fresh and fruity and floral, this would be something you enjoy. Next, we have Pink Possibilities. This has notes of fresh picked strawberry, dragon fruit nectar, juicy kiwi, violet leaves, plum blossom, water lily, Squishmallows accord, which I have no idea what a Squishmallows accord is, sheer amber, and pink sugar. Now, I think the name of this perfume and the color of the bottle is absolutely perfect to what it smells like. It literally just smells like the color pink. It is a very juicy, sweet strawberry and kiwi kind of scent. Honestly, it reminds me of a strawberry shampoo that I used to use as a kid, or like strawberry bubble bath. If you're 2000s baby, you have most likely bathed with the Mr. Bubbles bubble bath. There was a strawberry bubble bath that they had, and it smells exactly like this, and it is literally one of the most addicting fruity scents ever. Thinking back, that's probably why I'm obsessed with strawberry notes now. This smells like that bubble bath. It's so sweet, fruity, and almost like it's just very pink. It literally just smells like bubblegum and strawberries and sugar. It's a very fruity scent. Now, I am fully aware that some of you may not like this because you think it's a very juvenile scent. I personally like it. It's very nostalgic to me. I think it's fruity. I think it's sweet. I think it's playful and flirty. I personally love strawberry notes. You guys know this about me. So I think this is a very fun strawberry scent. I love strawberry notes. And the second I smelled this, it took me way back to when I was a kid and I used to use that bubble bath soap. It's basically spot on. I think that bubble bath is discontinued, but oh my gosh, it was my favorite as a kid. And not gonna lie, this kind of scent profile is what I was expecting out of Squishmallow. When I think of Squishmallows, I think of kids. So I was expecting fragrances that appeal to like younger kids or like younger generations. Not in a bad way, but I was expecting something to smell quite young and juvenile, and this is that. However, as young and juvenile as it is, I really enjoy it. I just think it's fun. I like fun scents. I don't need to smell like grown and sexy all the time, even though I do know how to do that. I don't know if everybody will like this, but if you like a super juicy, fun, fruity scent, I think this is something you should try out. I really enjoy this atomizer, by the way. I think it's just fun. I like the fact that these fragrances are fun. My girl Emily, aka Perfume Disco, she made a TikTok talking about how she was shocked that it was Squishmallows who brought this back, because on Perfume Talk we have been asking for these kinds of atomizers for a while now. I personally think the atomizers could use a little work. I feel like they're somewhat inconsistent in the spray that you get. It's kind of almost like, see, it's just, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just wish that if you're going to do something like this, you have to kind of like perfect it almost. And last but never least, we have my personal favorite. This is Whisked Away. It's inspired by Cam the Cat. The notes include cinnamon, foamy milk, caramel drizzle, tiger orchid, freesia petals, white peach, sandalwood, Squishmallows accord, and vanilla latte. Does it surprise anybody that this is my favorite? I feel like if you know me by now, you should have known that this was my favorite. This was a fragrance that honestly took me by surprise, because Squishmallows, no offense, I was expecting every single fragrance that they made to come out as super like cheap and artificial and juvenile, and not at all trying to diss Squishmallows whatsoever, but again, in my brain it's like a kid's plush brand. So when I saw that there was a vanilla fragrance, I didn't really have high expectations, not gonna lie. I love all things vanilla, and this 10 out of 10. This is a vanilla that I was not expecting from Squishmallow. So when I saw that they came out with a vanilla fragrance, I didn't know the notes, so I was kind of like almost thinking it was just gonna be like vanilla cotton candy and that was it. No, she's a fall vanilla. She's exactly what I want. It is a spicy, warm, slightly creamy and aromatic vanilla. You definitely get that beautiful cinnamon, you get that vanilla latte, you get the caramel and the foamy milk. It literally smells like a cup of coffee. It smells like a cup of coffee without the coffee, if that makes sense. It's not super coffee forward. It doesn't smell like bitter coffee beans. It literally smells like coffee creamer and coffee foam and like caramel drizzle and like a dusting of cinnamon powder. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's coffee without the coffee. This smells so good. You get the cinnamon, but it's not a super woody or super spicy cinnamon. It adds this beautiful warm coziness to the fragrance. It's slightly creamy but not overly lactonic where it smells like spoiled milk on the skin. I personally don't get the white peach and the floral notes within this fragrance, which is fine by me. The sandalwood adds just a touch of coziness. Vanilla latte, she's creamy, she's warm, she's smooth. Round of applause for Cam the Cat for inspiring this fragrance, because it is so good. I was with my friend Paola at the event, and she's a fellow creator, but she's not much of a gourmand vanilla girl. I'm trying to convert her. I'm working on her, but she absolutely loved this fragrance because it's a beautiful, spicy, warm, cozy vanilla. If I had to do without the other two Squishmallow fragrances just to keep this one, I would absolutely do it. I feel like it's absolutely perfect for fall. She deserves all the rounds of applause. I think this one is definitely the best one. If I had to rank them, it would be this one, then Pink Possibilities, and then Moonlight Mist. I'm sorry, as a vanilla gourmand girl, I prefer things to be a lot more sweeter as opposed to fresh. However, Moonlight Mist is a really good option for those of you who want a fresh fruity floral. This has fruity and floral notes in it, but it's not really fruity floral. It's more fruity than it is floral because you don't get too many floral notes. It's primarily the sugar, that strawberry, and that like kiwi. Whisked Away is by far the best one. And the thing about the Squishmallow fragrances is that they're all clean, they're vegan and cruelty free. So shout out to Squishmallows. There's also apparently a certain technology placed within the fragrances. It's called emoji waves. It's scent technology that elicits feelings of happiness, well-being, and joy. And it's apparently proven by neuroscientific studies. I personally don't know if I believe in scent technology or whatever the case may be. I do know smelling the fragrances make me happy, but that's because I'm a perfume lover. But just wanted to share that little tidbit because it is on the little card that they gave us. For me, my overall opinion about these fragrances is that they're really good. I think they're sweet and playful enough to entice to a younger audience as well as an older. The fragrances aren't overly juvenile, but they're not overly grown. I feel like it's somewhere in the middle. Of course, with the packaging, it's geared a little more towards the younger generation, but I personally think they're a little cute. Would I want all of my fragrance collection to look like that? No, but I think these are cute. For Squishmallows especially, I feel like it's very, very on brand. I personally think the price point is really good. I was expecting them to be a little more, especially in this economy. I do enjoy the little atomizers. Reminder that there is a separate atomizer if you don't want this in your bottle. If you are going to run out and grab these fragrances, please let me know. If you get to smell them in store, let me know what you think. If you love them, if you hate them, what you think about the packaging, all the tea. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.